Good morning. I'm off to get the oil changed in my car and hopefully have the air conditioning fixed because it doesn't work and it gets kind of hot around here, so I need that done. In addition to car talk, I wanted to touch on the topic of the Amazon seller app and the issues I've been having lately with it. Number one, I've been having some connection issues where it seems like the internet is not working properly, yet I don't think that's the case. So I'll be at a location, I'll be at a thrift store or whatnot, and I'll go in there and just open it up and it won't scan. Or rather, it will scan, but it won't bring up the information. It'll just keep spinning and spinning and say working on it or still working on it, and won't happen. So I'll try to move around the store and see if I get a signal or if it is the signal. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Whereas last night I was scanning CDs, it was working fine. I went through, I don't know, a bunch of CDs, 30, 40 CDs, and then all of a sudden, sitting on my couch doing it, all of a sudden it stops working. And I'm not quite sure what to make of that. The only thing I could figure out is I would go to favorites and then select one of the favorites, which would go to that detail product page. And then from there, go to search and then try to search again. Because sometimes it wouldn't even bring up the search page or the search screen. So I would try that trick and it worked, I think, 2 times. So I'm thinking that it has something to do with the app and it's not the internet connection, because the rest of my apps seem to work fine when that one's not working. So I think it is the Amazon app and there's something weird going on with it. Maybe they need to fix it, it's a bug and they need to update the app, but I just updated it like a week or so ago. They had a new update. So I don't know what to think. Are you having the same issue if you use the Amazon app? Second issue. This has been going on for weeks now, possibly even as long as a month. I just never talked about it, and I thought it was so bizarre. When I'm sourcing for books that don't have barcodes, the fastest way for me is to type in the ISBN number instead of the title and the author and that sort of thing. So it's more exact. So you type in the ISBN number and it brings it right up. It should, as long as it's in the Amazon catalog. That was easy, right? Type in the number, it pops up. So now, for a while, weeks, I've been typing the ISBN number and it just shows no results. So I have to resort to typing in the title and the author, and then I have to deal with, are there different years or different copies or whatever. There's multiple listings. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, and that's kind of defeats the purpose of having the app and being able to look up non-barcoded books. So I'm a little confused. I need to actually call Amazon and see if they have any clue about what's going on, because it just has not worked. I haven't been able to look up a book by ISBN in a long time. I just have to work around it, so I just have to use the title and the author, and that's the only way I can do it. But it is frustrating and kind of pointless when you're trying to look up those types of books. So have you had that issue? The ISBN lookup issue on Amazon seller app? Either of those issues, connection issue or the type-in issue, let me know below in the comments. I'd be curious to see if everyone else is having that same issue, or at least one of those issues, and I'm not just going crazy and I'm the only one that has those problems. I hope not. So let's figure this out, because those two things are kind of bugging me, and I don't want to have to get another app because of those issues. So I'm going to drop off my car, get the oil done, hopefully figure out what's going on with the air conditioning, and then across the street, just luckily across the street, literally across the street, there is a thrift store. So I'm going to go in there. I went there, I don't know, a few months back when I was leaving the car for something else. I think it was the other car. At any rate, we'll see what they have. They kind of tend to be a little bit pricier, but I found some good stuff there. So I'm going to look through the whole store and see if I can find anything good. Wish me luck. Let's see. That was an interesting morning and midday. As I am walking away from the mechanics, I opened the garage sale app that I have on my phone, to see if there just happened to be anything going on nearby the shop, and clearly within walking distance. So I'd found something which was a few minutes, 3-minute walk away, and it was actually a rummage sale, a church rummage sale. And so I went there, and lo and behold, they had a lot of books, a lot of CDs, and I walked away with 11 books and 5 CDs. 16 items that I had no intention of finding or of being able to find. So that was pretty awesome because it was so close, I didn't have to walk very far, and there were just a lot of items there. They had a ton of stuff. Great thing about these rummage sales is there's usually a lot of variety of things, and it's pretty inexpensive. The books were 50 cents for a paperback, $1 for a hardcover. So I got all paperbacks, as I usually do, and didn't see any hardcovers or find any hardcovers that were worth getting for $1. So that was inexpensive. And then the CDs were $1 each, which is a typical price for CDs. I found some interesting stuff. A couple of books going for really good money. One in particular that I can't remember exactly how much it's going for. One in particular that's going for really good money, over $30. Most of their CDs were not that great, and a lot of them were missing the CDs. So I calculated it would be over 10 bucks, but she only charged me $8. So for $8 I got 16 items, which breaks down to 50 cents an item, which might be how she charged it, which is great because that means I only paid 50 cents for the CDs. So that was a great find. So that was great. And then when I went back to the thrift store, or I went to the thrift store nearby, and I found a few things. Like I said before, this thrift store can be a little bit pricier for books. They tend to be more like $2 to $3 there, depending on the book, but a lot of them are in that range. So I looked through the CDs and through the VHS tapes. I found one VHS tape, a kid's VHS tape, which isn't going for a lot of money, but enough to make a decent profit, and it's selling fairly frequently. I found this book, Earthlight, which when I saw it, it was amongst the kids' books. It kind of stood out to me. It looked like it could be worth money, and it turns out it is. It's going for over $20. It was either $20 or $25 the FBA offers. So that was a good one that had a decent rank. And I found a couple of CDs, and some CDs that are potentially going for good money. So it was a good haul overall. I got 21 items. I only got 5 items at the thrift store, 21 items total, and only spent, at the thrift store they had 30% off of all items, and then or half off of the blue tags. So I had 2 blue tags, and the rest of the items were 30% off. So it was only $5 for all the items. And I got a few things for a few kids' books as well. But as far as the items I paid for, definitely less than $1 for all of them, and $8 for the other. So about $12 for 21 items. So I'd say that's a sweet haul. Definitely worth it, especially considering that I went to have the car worked on. I had to pay some money for that. So I found now, when I was talking earlier about the app, about the Amazon app having that issue with with it not showing the details, it would just sort of keep saying still working, that if I go to favorites and then I select one of the items that I saved as a favorite, and then go in there, and then from there go to search, it works. So I don't know, it's some quirk going on, but it seems to work every time I do that. But I still have that issue where it'll randomly, like 2 or 3 times, it stopped working. I couldn't look up an item. So I found that workaround, but the ISBN issue is still happening. I cannot look up books by typing in the ISBN, so I really wish they would fix that, because that's a pain in the butt, having to look things up by title and author. That's unfortunate, but otherwise it was a good haul, and I'm excited to add these to all the CDs that I have that I'm going through. And speaking about the CDs, I've gone through about half of them now, and guys, there is some phenomenal stuff in there. I found 3 Prince CDs. Now, 2 of them are not going for much money. Purple Rain album from the movie and 1999 are ranked number 2 and number 3 in all of music. Crazy. It's amazing that what happens when a famous person passes away, especially if they wrote books, or if they were a musician, their stuff just sells like crazy. Sending those in, they're not going to go for a lot of money, because I believe they're selling for around $7 a CD. Considering I got them for pretty cheap, they'll sell really quick, so that'll be good. Merle Haggard, I believe, died recently as well. I found one of his greatest hits CDs, and that's going for great money, as well as an incredible rank. and a lot of other ones. I just keep finding great titles that are either ranked below 10,000, many of them ranked below 5,000, and a good amount under 1,000. So they're moving fast, and finding about 1 in about 10 that is going for over $20. So it's been it was an incredible haul, and I just want to get through them all to see exactly how many I can send in. I think it's going to be, at the rate I'm going, it's more than half that I'm going to be able to send in. So it pays definitely to look for these bulk buys wherever you can find them. Hope you're having a good Saturday. You were able to hit up some yard sales, state sales, thrift stores, whatever it may be, and then you got some good stuff and can get another shipment together, because we're now towards the end of April and May's hitting soon, and then the summer's here. You know, it might slow down a bit, I'm not sure with the sales, but as long as you keep sending stuff in, you keep on boosting your sales up and prepare for August, because August is going to be crazy. Keep on hunting, keep on sourcing, keep on shipping, and as always, remember, keep booking.